And called up and became a member of the Wyckoff Green Team. Okay, and I became a member of the Wyckoff Green Team. And we're working on trying to get something called Sustainable New Jersey. And one of the requirements to have Wyckoff in Sustainable New Jersey is to evaluate the recycling programs in the school. So I had one child at Lincoln and one child at Eisenhower, and I said, I can do that. So I went into the schools and I found some very interesting things. I found great people all trying to do the same thing. We were all kind of reinventing the wheel. So I checked back in with Harriet, who's our coordinator at the Environmental Commission, and I said, I will work with the schools and put a group together and coordinate so that we can all do the same things. So in April of 2012, I contacted each school and I got a member from each school's environmental group and I pulled them together. These are awesome women. I just want to let you know, at Eisenhower we have Eileen Avia, at Lincoln Dina Kinsell, Sycamore Beth Fisher, Washington Kim Nolan, and at Coolidge Dina Deanna. I got these ladies together and we really talked about what worked in our school and what didn't work in that school, and then I facilitated the group to make sure that all the schools kind of had a uniform basic recycling program. The first thing I learned is that the schools were recycling plastics 1 and 2, and the town was recycling 1 through 7. I contacted our supplier, and indeed the school should be recycling 1 through 7. So I was able to kind of go in on a platform and saying, you know, we really have to get this done. So what we did is each school, I'm going to tell you what they're doing now, what procedures we have in place. Now what we have this is in the 4 elementary schools. Eisenhower kind of works a little differently. In the 4 elementary schools, each classroom has a green leader. That green leader is responsible for taking the paper recycling bin down to the cafeteria and the bottle and metal recycling bin down to the cafeteria each day. Then the daytime custodian takes those recycling bins and puts them out in the back parking lot. There are 3 separate containers and they separate it out between garbage, plastics, and paper. The nighttime custodians are not involved in our recycling program. What we also did is we got every school registered to do National Walk Back to School Day, which was October 3rd. We had a couple rain starts, but we got that together. As kids walked to school or biked to school, they were given raffle tickets or bookmarks to encourage them to keep walking to school for the rest of the year. What we learned is if there's a garbage can in a hallway, like this is a single garbage can, if there's a single garbage can without a recycling bin next door to it, there is a terrible recycling rate. There are plastic bottles in there is paper in there is garbage in there, and so that's all going into garbage. So within all the elementary schools, I walked around all the schools, met with our head custodian Nelson, and we have married up all garbage cans to a recycling bin so that they're together. It just greatly increases our rate. We also found a big problem with the after-school programs. Like basketball comes in, that was making a mess also. So we've got extra garbage cans and recycling bins by each of the gymnasiums for when we have extra programs coming into the schools. We found that wheeled recycling bins work better than non-wheeled recycling bins. It encourages the custodians to move them to where they need to be. And also in the elementary schools, it encourages the kids to wheel them up and down the lunchroom lanes to collect recyclables properly. So we spent some money on wheeled recycling bins. The other thing we did is we came together and we got all the schools to have no styrofoam for their lunches. And this was a bit of a hard sell, but we did it, so we've no styrofoam in any of our Wyckoff schools for lunches. And then the other thing we did is I was running Lincoln's Theme Day, and since I was running Theme Day, I decided we should do a lot of recycling programs. And one of the things we came up with is a pledge for the students. It says, I pledge that I'm a recycling hero. We came up with a system of red, white, and blue. And I'm sorry, you guys can't see this. So we have red is trash, blue is our 1 through 7 and metals, and white is for paper recycling. Aside from being patriotic, because we want them to be recycling heroes, it's kind of trash is yucky. All the kindergarten and first grade teachers told me children really associate bottles with blue. So I said, well then we're going for blue with that, and then paper being white. And this is a pledge, and every single school has one of these, and the space on the sides is signed by all the children, and then it's posted on the wall in the classroom. And when they have all their little signatures on here, it really looks great. Okay, so we did that. The other thing is there was only one elementary school that was kind of consistently getting grants from the Bergen County Utilities. So I made sure that all 5 of our schools got grants from Bergen County Utilities. I wrote 3 of them, but we got it all done. We have a total of $3,400 some odd for the grants. And I'll tell you what we used for that grant money for, but that's very good. I'm very pleased with that. The other thing we're doing is, on a weekly basis, we have a green scene. And a green scene is really a recycling tip that's going out in the Friday folders. So I write that, it goes out to all 5 schools, so that all 5 schools get the same green tip during the week. And then my hope is that, you know, as people meet at the YMCA or something, they can all talk about their green tip for the week. I've done presentations at every elementary school, theme days, assemblies. I was interviewed on ETV, everything that we can to kind of get the word out. And a new thing we have in our Eisenhower economics class is they are now composting. So as the kids are being taught to cook and they're cracking eggs, they've got composters. That was also part of our grant money. They've got composters. Their eggshells are going in there, and then they're going outside to the composter. So we've got education going in with there. All right, so that is, so that's, those are all the things that these green ladies did, the ladies that I picked that, you know, came from each school. The Environmental Commission was so impressed with us, they told us we are not green ladies, we are green goddesses. So when we went to Bergen County Utilities, they announced the green goddesses. It was absolutely hysterical, so it was great. But we are very committed to what we're doing, and we think it's great. For the money that we've spent so far on the grants, as I mentioned before, the wheeled recycling bins, composting containers. Coolidge School is going to be composting their whole school come the spring in the lunchroom, so that will be really exciting to see how they go on that. We're looking at assemblies to hire some, you know, a professional to come in and speak about our green. We also have ordered bookmarks for the children, even with little seeds on them so they can plant them, but just to keep them reading and to keep them thinking about green things and recycling. And within the schools, we're also labeling our recycling bins. So we have, this is for paper, and it has a picture as well as what goes in there. This is not garbage, this is landfill, because we're trying to communicate that what you put in that bin over there is staying. The styrofoam, for example, is 500 years, it's staying. Then it just breaks down into chemicals that leach in the earth, all bad. And so then this is in the shape of a bottle recycling, and it also has the pictures as well. And so when you guys are all done with your water bottles and your plastic cups, there is no recycling container in here, but there will be one in the hallway married up with a garbage can. You can put your stuff in there. And within the town, for things that we'd like to do in the future regarding our program, which we would need your help with, we think it would be great if we could have the National Walk to School Day on the school calendar as something to do. It's October 10th this coming year. October 9th in 2013. And then with our elementary school code of conduct, I was wondering if under student responsibilities, recycling mindfulness could be something that would be under there, because there's nothing about recycling in our code of conduct. And that is my information on that. And I would just like to say that within the town for children, we really want to educate the children on recycling. If we can get them all recycling, then they're going to recycle in the parents. The town is being so supportive. We have once a week recycling now in the town, which is great. That was an idea from a PTO meeting. A mom with 5 kids was like, I can't keep it all in. We need recycling weekly. So that was great. And within our rec program in Wyckoff, the kids are all signing pledges that they're going to bring refillable water bottles to all of their practices. And so I think that's an excellent practice. And the Wyckoff Garden Club lugs a mug. And maybe you guys can bring mugs too. So. That is it. That's all my news. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, I'll stay.